everyone, and welcome back. Have you ever heard anyone say you are what you eat? Well, today we're going to dig down a little bit and we're going to find out if that's really true. I eat protein, and in particular, I do eat animal protein. I'm a sixth generation Texan, so obviously I was raised on beef and I still enjoy beef. But I'm really picky about the kind of beef that I eat. We try to only eat grass-fed and grass-finished if we're really lucky at our house. And you may be thinking, what's the difference? What else would a cow be eating? You may not want to know what some cows are eating when it's not grass. Probably 15 years ago, I watched the documentary Food Inc., and it changed my life when it came to selecting beef. Think about when a cow spends its days grazing in beautiful green grass, or when a cow is stuck on a feedlot where there's only dirt and they maybe get some corn, bushels of corn each day, and that's all they have to eat. Maybe they don't even go out in the sun. They may be in a shed, a barn, whatever. Okay, so which cow do you think is going to be healthier? And then think about we are what we eat. Do you think you would be healthier if you just ate things like green vegetables and salads all day? Or what about if you just sat around eating corn and corn chips and other GMO corn products? Let me tell you some of the benefits of grass-fed beef. First of all, you can get a ton of omega-3s from eating grass-fed beef. We want the omega-3s. What we don't really want are the omega-6s. And then you're wondering, okay, what is all this omega this, omega that? Omega-3s are beneficial fats that can actually help prevent heart disease. They can also help your brain health. Omega-6s can cause inflammation in the body. Obviously, we want to have more omega-3s, right? You can definitely get that in your grass-fed beef. You can also get it in wild-caught salmon. That's one big difference between grass-fed beef and what's known as conventionally raised beef. It's not able to graze on fresh grass, which is what it was actually born to eat. Grass-fed beef is also a great source of vitamin A and vitamin E. Now, another thing that I think a lot of people don't realize about grass-fed beef is it typically has no antibiotics and it has no hormones. That's another case of you are what you eat. Do we want to be eating the same antibiotics that a cow has been given? Why are they given these antibiotics? Well, the ones that are on the feedlot that are crammed in without enough personal space, they have a tendency to pick up different diseases. So that's why they have a lot of antibiotics. Why do they have hormones? Do we want extra unidentified hormones? Why do you think the cows that are not grass-fed have hormones? It's to make them grow bigger. They can be sold for more money. They're larger. You know, a big fat cow is thought of to be healthy, but what you really want is a nice lean cow that's been out having exercise and eating a really good diet. Grass-fed cows are definitely leaner and lower in fat because they've been out exercising. Another fat that you would find in grass-fed beef is CLA, conjugated linoleic acid. This healthy fat can help regulate your blood sugar and possibly help lower your risk of getting diabetes. Another reason people like to choose grass-fed beef is because the animals have been treated more humanely. As I've mentioned, they're allowed to go out and graze in the fields. They just have a much better quality of life. So if that's something you think about, grass-fed may be the choice for you. Grass-fed beef can be a little more expensive, but what I have found is that since a lot of people just don't know the difference and don't know what it is, sometimes it goes on sale. I get a lot of my ground beef at Whole Foods, and almost every time I go, the grass-fed is always on sale and the regular is not. So then they end up being about the same price. So let's talk about some of the other negatives of conventionally raised beef. One of the biggest problems is the fact that they will try to squeeze so many cows into a small area. It's just not healthy. This leads to much more disease, a lot of stress for the animal. They don't get a chance to get out and graze for proper food. A cow's digestive system is meant to eat grass, not corn, not wheat, not any of these other things that fatten them up. So they get digestive problems, and that leads to disease. You're hearing this and you're probably thinking, okay, I don't have a Whole Foods near me. Where do I get grass-fed beef? We're going to explore a couple of ways to do that today. We can get this type of meat. There are websites where you can order it. Look for restaurants that say grass-fed on their menu. And then, of course, like I've mentioned, there's Whole Foods. We're going to experience the fun of going to a local farmer's market. I think a lot of small towns have these, and big, huge cities have them too. I live in the city and we have a little farmer's market almost at the end of my street. Then we have the big one downtown. I like all of them. I love the energy. You want to get up on a Saturday or Sunday morning and you want to go experience something that is not only going to just put you in the best mood, but also help you realize that there are other people out there trying to be healthy along with you. Farmer's market is your answer. Sometimes I kind of feel like I'm alone on the health journey. And when I go and I see all these other people, they're buying the fresh produce and the grass-fed beef and all these other healthy products, whether it's honey or vanilla or homemade mustard or olive oil that's grown in Texas, whatever it is, it just gets you really excited about being healthy. I really love going to the farmer's market to get our grass-fed beef, and I love developing the relationships with the ranchers, and it's really my husband who's into ordering the beef and going to get it on the weekends. As you'll see in the video, I decided to go along a couple of weekends ago, and I love how my husband knows the dog, he knows the names of all the people, they give him little samples of freebies. It's just fun to have that relationship. So let's go look at our farmers markets. Before we do that, if you like what we're doing here and you love this kind of information, please consider subscribing to this channel. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to hear your comments. It'd be great if you would like this video, but we'd really like for you to subscribe so you can see other things that we talk about. So let's go take a look. First, we went to the farmer's market that's in our neighborhood. It's only a few blocks away at one of the neighborhood churches. This attracts a lot of people from the neighborhood and maybe beyond. Lots of kids, lots of dogs, lots of families. Here you can buy anything that you can think of, from desserts to spices to herbal teas, cheesecakes, mustard, olive oils, flowers, and of course they have fresh produce. Here I am checking out the different vanillas that this vendor had. He had different types of vanillas from all over the world, so I made a purchase. After that, we loaded up our goodies, dropped everything off at home, grabbed my husband, and decided to head downtown to the big Dallas Farmers Market. We're on our way downtown, which I always think is such a strange place for a farmer's market because it seems like so many are out in the country, but this is where it is, and it's where it has always been. Today we're really just here to pick up the grass-fed beef that my husband has ordered from Juha Ranch, but I can't help to enjoy all the other sights and sounds. I've been looking forward to meeting the vendors here, especially the ones from Juha Ranch. It's always nice to know where your food comes from. My husband has really gotten to know them over the last year or so. I even got to meet the dog. The people watching down here is great as well. And the fresh produce is just absolutely beautiful. I was so excited to get to meet Judy, and she's so nice. She gave us all this bone marrow to roast at home. I cannot wait to try it. We are mainly picking up ribeyes, ground beef, and the primal ground beef, which has organ meat mixed in. Not for me. The live music was definitely a vibe, and I could have stayed all day, but we've got to get all of our fresh goodies home. So I hope you enjoyed going with us to the farmers markets today. Try to find some around where you are. I follow our local ones on Instagram. So every week I get the notification of when they're open, who the vendors will be, what the vendors are selling, and I kind of make my plans accordingly. At the one down the street, I do everything from have my knives sharpened to go to listen to live music, buy flowers. They have everything. So plan yourself a fun Saturday of going to the farmer's market, especially now that the weather is nice. Take the family, take the dog. I can't take my dog, but make a day of it and then come home and enjoy all of your goodies. Thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.